Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So last week, there were multiple news outlets that reported that the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, was the subject of a whistleblower complaint. And they said that it was somehow tied to Trump's White House, but we didn't really know anything. There weren't many details available at that time. However, Congress was notified of the complaint, and they didn't even have anything to go on. Lawmakers couldn't even look into this issue because Gabbard took evidence that was related to the complaint and she literally locked it in a safe. I'm not exaggerating here. She put it in a safe where no one can see it, and it has been in this safe. It's been locked up for almost a year. So here's one of the reports on this. So now we have more details that have been relayed to the Guardian news outlet, and this is really damning for Gabbard and for the Trump administration. So before I dive into all these details, though, please do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button below this video. It is totally free for you to subscribe. It tremendously helps the show. So here's the deal. Here's what we know so far. The Guardian spoke with the whistleblower's attorney, and the attorney told them this. He said, the NSA picked up a phone call between two members of foreign intelligence involving someone close to the Trump White House. The NSA does not monitor individuals without a reason. So there are two people who are foreign intelligence operatives or somehow related to foreign intelligence. They are caught on a phone call talking about someone who is, quote unquote, close to the Trump White House. Now, the only thing that we know about who this person is, what we don't know, or what we know is not, is that they are not a White House official. The attorney clarified that and said, this is not a White House official. This is not a special government employee. So that would indicate it would have to be like a Trump donor. It would have to be a Trump family member, something like that. We also have no idea which foreign countries these intelligence people are related to. Now, the New York Times reported over the weekend that the call involved the country of Iran. Doesn't mean that these two people that were communicating were from Iran, but Iran was involved somehow. I guess they brought up Iran, they discussed Iran, and then they discussed someone close to the Trump White House, is what I'm gathering. And the conversation concerned this whistleblower so much that this person went to Tulsi Gabbard, said, hey, here's what we're hearing. This is what the chatter is. What do you want me to do with this? Well, instead of referring this to the proper channels, the proper department for further review, which is standard practice, Tulsi Gabbard takes this communication and she goes directly to Trump's chief of staff, Susie Wiles. She shows it to Susie Wiles. The following day, Gabbard tells national security staff, don't publish this. I do not want you to put this into an intelligence report. And then she tells them, from now on, anything that you see about this and this direct communication, I want you to send this report directly to me. So she takes it and sticks it in the safe. She buries it. So on April 17th, the whistleblower reaches out to the Inspector General's office and reports it and says, hey, she's blocking highly classified intelligence from being investigated. So then on May 21st of last year, that's when the whistleblower filed a formal complaint. And that appears to have been buried as well and dismissed by Gabbard. Or actually, she has someone that she appointed who would be reviewing that. And then that person just like blew it off and ignored it and said, oh, yeah, we looked at it and there's nothing to see here. So last week, there were lawmakers from the House and Senate who were finally given a redacted copy of the complaint, but they still haven't seen the underlying intelligence report that it's talking about. So some of these people came out, which I saw late last week, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is nothing. What we saw totally clears her, and there's nothing to see here." Well, then over the weekend, there were other Democratic lawmakers who were like, "No, this is very concerning." So Democratic Senator Mark Warner, for example, said it took them 8 months of negotiation just for the lawmakers to be given access to the complaint. So not the underlying intelligence report that this centers around, and even the complaint is redacted. So they're being given only partial information. Now, of course, Gabbard is denying that anything shady is going on. But if that's the case, why are you hiding it? Why are you hiding the intelligence report? And, she could put this entire thing to rest. If she just handed over the report, they could look at it. All of the lawmakers could look at it. The Gang of Eight, what they call them, the leaders of both parties in the House and the Senate, they could look at it and go, yeah, we see that, there's no basis for this. And remember, this is the same Tulsi Gabbard who just went down to Georgia and seized all of the 2020 election ballots for Trump. Why would we think that she's playing partisan games, when she's doing stuff like this? I mean, everybody's like, oh, see, the Democrats are worried about what they're going to find. No, we're worried that they're going to fabricate evidence. We're worried that someone who can't even be honest enough and do the right thing in her job as the director of national intelligence and turn over suspicious communications about the Trump White House to the proper department. We're worried that that same person who obviously is playing partisan games and has an agenda is now going to fabricate evidence to help Donald Trump and try to rig the 2026 midterms. So yeah, that's what it's all about. We have no issue with the 2020 election. We know it wasn't stolen. It has been proven over and over and over again in the state of Georgia in particular. So, and here's the thing that I wonder about. Tulsi Gabbard has burned her bridges so badly with the Democratic Party. She's just desperate to try to remain relevant and remain accepted in MAGA world and with Trump. And we know that she pissed him off earlier last year. So, is she just now willing to do anything? I don't trust her. Don't trust her at all. Not for a second. And this is someone who I used to like and respect. And she has proven herself to, at minimum, be a useful idiot for these horrific regimes around the world. I think that she, at best is just completely naive and gullible, and she just believes whatever people tell her. And then at worst, she could actually be a nefarious actor and doing things purposely. So now you know why she dyes her hair like a skunk. I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, I'll let you know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.